This means warp. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. This means warp is an intense spaceship management roguelite experience for 1 to 4 players. Explore a procedurally generated universe, upgrade your ship, battle dangerous enemies, and adapt your strategies to survive in a hostile universe. Yes guys, this is kind of like a 4-player faster than light, but at the same time it's weird because it feels bare bones compared to faster than light, but it has way more stuff on your ship for you to meddle with and upgrade than faster than light. It's just really light on the content at the minute. Now it is in early access, so obviously it's getting more content, it's getting more ships. It only has 1 ship, for example, at the minute, but it's lacking in a lot of areas for me. So let's have a quick look at this. It's a co-op game, but it is also single player. So if you want to play, I've actually beat it single player. So I use the bots, the AI, the teammates that you get. So I'll talk a little bit about single player first, and then the differences, obviously with co-op, pretty much straightforward. So you start off, you choose a crew member to be who you're going to be. You go onto your ship, you're given 2 lasers. There's only 2 gun mounts anyway, and they've both got basic rudimentary lasers on them. There's other module slots in your ship. There's about 5 of them. There could be 6. I didn't count them, but 5 or 6. And you can place different defense and offensive things there when you acquire them as you go through your space adventure. Now, in Faster Than Light, if you played that game, you were given a map, an interstellar map, and there was different planets that you could plot your way through, different points that you would go through to get across the map, and you were being chased so that you couldn't hang around. Like there's nothing like that in this. The map that you're given for this game is so awful. It's just so lazy. Should I say lazy? Is that the right word? It's just, I don't know. You've just got a little box, and you move through the box, and you move over the different icons, whether it's a battle icon, an exclamation mark icon, or a question mark where you don't know what's going to happen, or a stopwatch, which means you're going to get a speed trial test. They're all little mini games that you have to play, and to me it just broke any kind of immersion. And the game is oozing immersion on the spaceship. It's like a Star Trek thing. You can see the connections with Star Trek, and yet you go into this map, which is, I hope it's just a placeholder. My goodness, please be a placeholder. It should have a proper galaxy map and look a lot better, because it just looks garbage. But anyway, you choose the icon that you fly over, and that gives you the little challenge that you've got. If it's another ship, it'll appear in front of your ship, and you'll be able to see exactly how many weapons it's armed with, how many crew members is on that, what modules it has, can it launch bombs at you, has it got bomb disposal, all things like that. You can also see how thick the walls are, because you can breach the walls and get sucked out into space, which is a great tactic if they outgun you. And then you pretty much get straight into the action. You mount onto a gun and you start blasting away. A good strategy as well. There's different strategies. I mean, it depends how many guns they have. What I generally do is, if I'm playing solo and they have a lot of guns, I don't bother taking their guns out. I'll go for the ammo and then try and blow the walls out to suck them out into space. If I'm playing co-op and I've got somebody I can talk to on the gun, then we'll probably go and take all their guns out like that. But every time you fire your gun, you have to get back out your gun and run to the little ammo module, which keeps respawning ammo, and put the ammo and run that back to your gun. AI will automatically do that for you. You can even get a little bot module that does it, but the cooldown is so bad it's just a complete waste of space. But it does make the game better when you have to do that, because it adds tension and you're running around frantically on the ship trying to do something. As you get hit as well, your ship takes damage, so you have to run to the little module that respawns first aid kit, like toolbox kits, and you pick up a toolbox and you run to where the ships took damage and you have to repair it. And everybody has stats. Some people are better at firing, some run faster, and some repair quicker. So having the right crew member on the right task is essential. And what you can do, you can assign the different AI to a specific task. So if you have someone who's good at repairs, you just assign him to repairs. And in the settings of the game, you can switch it so that they won't do anything other than the task you give them. So you can have a permanent repair guy, which I highly recommend if you're playing solo. After each battle, you'll get, most of the time, a reward. You click on it, and usually it's just little upgrades. You can slot all of your weapons and modules. For example, if it's an ammo bot, you can take the cooldown of how long it takes to spawn ammo. If it's a gun, you can up its damage and armor and health and things like that. The best ones are for your hull. They can give you a huge amount of hit points on your hull, which is essential for late game as well. Now, unfortunately, late game is not very far into the game. It's such a short game. You can actually beat the boss once you've got it's like it's roguelite. So basically, as you play through each run, you will get XP and level up and unlock different people who have better stats. That's the kind of roguelite element. Everything else you lose, your ship, your money, your modules, all that's gone at the beginning of each run, but you unlock different people. That's the only roguelite thing that I could find in the game. But after a while, as you unlock better people, you can beat the game in an hour, no problem at all. This is the problem with the game. It's just far too short. Even though it is in early access, it should be longer than what it is. And you only get one ship, which is where, it kind of is very, very light on the content. You get a few different bosses that you fight. I mean, I did enjoy the boss battles. I enjoyed a lot of the combat. It's actually quite intense when you're running around. You're trying to get the right strategy to take down the enemy. They're throwing bombs on your ship. Your hull's leaking air. It's all kind of crazy when you're in the middle of a battle when it's pretty evenly matched and it could go any way. So it is good and intense in that sense, but it just lacks that content for me. It lacks the depth outside of the modules and stuff on your ship. It just lacks the universe depth, the ship depth, and all of that kind of stuff. Also, I don't like the mini games that this game has. They're pretty silly. Like, one of the mini games is you have to run around your ship like a prick, just hitting the markers for, I don't know, you might have to hit 8 in 60 seconds or something. And it's a pointless thing that offers nothing to the game. It's like, it seems like they were just out of ideas completely on what to do for different icons that you hit on the map, so it's just like a game of tag, which is a bit crap. Other ones, you go through an asteroid belt and you have to get in your spacesuit, which is tethered to your ship, and collect these doubloons that have been from a shipwreck or something. It's all just pretty poor stuff that you're doing, and when you have to do each run over and over again to unlock people, it gets very, very monotonous doing these piss poor mini games all the bloody time and just fighting the same battles all over the time with the same ship with the same modules. There is shops where you can buy better weapons and things, but at the end of the day, there's just not a lot of them in the game. So it just got, after an hour, I was pretty much that's the problem with it. It needs a lot more content. I think it's come too early into early access. I think it should have had at least 2 ships. We should have had at least another ship to get to, and a bigger solar system with maybe twice the length is what it is now, with maybe 6 bosses rather than the 3. I think that would have been more acceptable for the money. So where it is now, it's got massive potential, this game, because it is enjoyable. It's a great idea. Who doesn't want FTL as co-op? I mean, it's a great idea. So we'll see where this goes, but I'm just kind of middle of the road with this. I'm middle thumbing it. It's neither hot nor cold at the minute. It's not crap, but it's certainly not good. And I think it's just a little bit overpriced, but it is fun. So middle of the road for me, but I will revisit this probably in 6 to 8 months or a year's time when it's had a massive content upgrade, and we'll see where it is now. But it's one to keep an eye on, especially if you liked FTL. It has a lot to offer, a lot of promise. We'll see where this one actually goes.